This is going to be a video of just a few helpful tips, just a couple extra things that will help you with your homework. One thing to remember is that cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So if these are the tangent values of these, then the cotangents would be the reciprocal. So if you even wanted to just make a list of those here on your, if you have your chart, maybe I should write with my Sharpie. I don't know if it'll be too thick. Let's see. Okay. So the cotangents, if you have 0, then this cotangent is going to be undefined because what you're doing is flipping 0 to the bottom and that becomes undefined, right? So that one doesn't work. Here, if you reverse this, you get 3 over the square root of 3. And if you'd have to simplify that down, so real quick, let's see. I need an extra piece of paper. So if we did 3 over the square root of 3, and then we have to get that square root off the bottom, and it becomes 3 square root of 3 over 3. Those cancel, and you're left with the square root of 3. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. So this becomes the square root of 3. And you can go down, this, right, becomes 1 over the square root of 3 if you reciprocate that, and then you have to work that back out. So this one really becomes this, and this becomes this when you reciprocate those. An undefined, that was probably where we had 1 over 0, now becomes 0 over 1, so that then will work. So you could go through and write those out. Remember also for secants and cosecants, those are the reciprocal of sine and cosine. So on your homework, I believe number 11, I'll let you work out the rest of the work, but it comes down to, I think you get down to having cosecant x equals 2 over the square root of 3. So you've gotten this far. Well, you don't have cosecants and secants on your unit circle. But you know that the cosecant is the reciprocal of the sine. So that means that the sine of x would be the reciprocal of this. So it would then be the square root of 3 over 2. And now you can, x. Now you can look for your sine value. I think there was there one more thing from your homework I was going to try to show you? Oh, okay, let me just look at 21. All right, so on number 21 you have this, I believe. Does it start with that? Yes, okay. So you start with this, and you can factor out, this is where we were talking about the factoring. You can factor out a cosine x, and you're left with cosine squared x minus 1. And then make each of these equal to 0 and solve. I was thinking too, if you probably could change this to, just change this to sine squared x and then solve, because that's the trig identity there, right? Either way would work, but you then make each of these parts equal to 0 and you have 2 separate little equations to solve. The same kind of strategy goes for number 23. You have to make it equal to 0 first. Let's at you see 19? So it's already factored out for you on number 19. You can just make each of those parts equal to 0 and then solve. Above it here on number 17, here you could just add 1 to both sides, divide by 4, and then take the square root. You can use the square roots method to solve. These, you're kind of using your factoring, and some of them are already factored for you. Okay? Hopefully those little tips will help you with your homework. Again, just, shoot me an email or a comment, or if you need to FaceTime to work through something, just let me know.